Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Escape Velocity. Uh, Thank you for bearing with us, as today's a little bit weird. We're getting started just a little bit late, but that's fine. We're here and ready to game. Well, all of us except Z, who is under the weather, and so, as you can see, is not with us this evening, but we hope to have her back next time. You just watched our intro video, which tells you most of the things we do here on the channel. It's mostly tabletop gaming almost every night of the week. The only night that this channel is not live is Wednesdays, but even then, sometimes, we're feeling feisty, we'll do a one-shot or something. Um, let's see, our schedule is, if you're watching live here on Twitch, is down beneath our faces, or it's on our socials like Twitter or in our Discord, which you should come join in. Lots of memes and talking about stuff and things. Let's see. This week should be normal schedule. Thursday will be Elegant Creatures, Friday Neon Gods, Saturday will be the first actual episode of the new Saturday Night's Ward 47, which is a Parslings game. They did a session 0 for it, which should be up on our YouTube if you want to see the character creation and world intro stuff. So you should check that out. Let's see. Then Sunday we'll be back with more of our Blades in the Dark game, Duskwall's Dead, and then Monday we'll be back around to Strixhaven and the Queer Chronicles of the Strixhaven Quartet, which is a D&D 5e game. And then next week we'll be back with more Squire Squad, which is the Masks game I run every other week from this one. But yeah, that's it for GGK stuff. I guess also we do have merch, which, we got shirts and mugs and stickers and stuff that says the silly things we've said in our various games, and getting the, all the merch proceeds do go towards getting art for the various shows on this channel, which we do have character art for this show now. We're just still in the process somewhat of redesigning the overlay to make sure it doesn't get too crowded and that you can see everything. So we'll have the character art for this game very soon. Let's see. I think that's it for me, so why don't we go around and introduce ourselves and who we're playing this evening, and if you feel like it, where else people can find you on the internet. David, take it away.
All right. Yeah, I am David. You can find me here on Tuesday nights. Tonight, I am the GM. And on the alternate Tuesdays, I am Kevin, aka Paragon, the Legacy Playbook. So yeah, that's me.
I'm Alex. I'm OMG Some Guy on the internets. I'm here on GGK Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. As was already said, opposite Tuesdays from this, I run a Masks game. Otherwise, I'm playing in the other games. For this game, I am playing Teddy, who is a bunny boy, psychic bunny boy, courtesan / starship captain. And also Sunday evenings I'm over on LB's channel, who is up next.
Hi, I'm LB Hackham. I drove for 7 hours today and 7 hours yesterday, so I'm gonna be in a mood. So I'm playing Neith tonight. She is a mermaid type individual, but she is the fixer of the group, the mechanic. You can find me live on the Twitters and the Twitches at LB Hackemup, where I stream horror games on Fridays. We stream D&D on Sunday nights, and usually I do Dead by Daylight on Tuesdays, but the last couple weeks have been kind of weird. But yeah, that's me.
And I am Mecha or Mecha Spider or Mecha Light Spider on Twitter, and I am playing as Scarra, a cowboy pilot trying to make his way through the world right now, wanting to get back into space as soon as possible. And you can also find me occasionally streaming, mostly during the week, not during weekends, playing Apex or Valorant or any other of those kind of small indie games. You can also find me occasionally on LB's channel when she streams on Tuesdays for Dead by Daylight, if she wants me there. Okay, I'll leave. And that's me.
All right, and I will just quickly plug our missing member Z. She is at NecromanZ online, and you can commission her for art. She's done art for a few of our shows. Both Tuesday shows and the recently revealed character art for our Sunday show. So yeah, you should check all that out. It's all very good. And yeah, I think that's it for the cast. So let's turn things back over to David to tell us what happened last time on Escape Velocity.
All right. So last time you had found yourself at this sort of government-run excavation site. It was an old university, it turned out. And you needed to prevent Owen from making contact with the superiors and finding out that you were not allowed to be on the continent. You were very successful at this. Teddy was able to use his psychicness to make him forget to just do that. And you were able to, with the help of Pam, Neith and Pam were able to hack into some stuff and get you guys the credentials that you need to be over here. But sadly, Pam was not willing to help Jimothy in this. As it turns out, he is wanted for murder, and she didn't want to help murderers. Pam's help came with strings, and that instead of selling to whoever you were going to sell to these weapons that you found, you will now sell to whoever she works for. You're not sure who that is, but she has assured you that they'll pay a good price. And yeah, that kind of, with the hitch being that you're going to have to convince Owen to let you keep the weapons. You did okay at this. He didn't just outright refuse you, but he did basically say, well, what's going to go down is I will hire you on as whatever your company is. You will set your own, paperwork up, and you can just have found these things when you were working for me as an independent thing, and you'll get to keep them and all this good stuff. And we won't care about that you technically found these while you're working for Jimothy, because if so, they would be sold by the government. You guys would get your contract payout, which would probably not be super great, and they would then give the rest of this money to the victims of Jimothy's crimes, because that is how Minerva's government works, and which is where he committed murder. And yeah, you decided this was a good deal, and Owen had a few job offers for you. You decided that you wanted to figure out a way into an old lab that was under a research building. They were excavating it, and a force field is currently blocking their path. They can't figure out a way around it. You decided this was the most expedient thing to do. You didn't want to go to the transportation terminal where there's some potentially psychic rodents running around. All you know is that anyone who's gone there has disappeared without a trace. And then there's the other job was to look for like an old biology lab that was out like a few kilometers away, and where they might have some interesting data from when animals started mutating and stuff like that. But that seemed like it might take a while. So you decided force fields. And that's where we're at. You guys have decided to do that. You have your contract or whatever set up with Owen. You haven't picked a company name yet. But there's no rush. You just have to have the legal authority to, be here and accept payment and all that stuff. And yeah, so we leveled up last time, and at least some people finished. Did everyone totally finish leveling up?
I think all three of us have.
Okay.
I leveled up my Star Captain to 2, and I'm saving a point for future psychic needs. And then obviously HP leveled up and other stat thingies.
Okay.
My health went up by 1 because I rolled poorly. And then I think I updated some of my skills. So at least I have a +1 in a few of them now. Or a +0.
Okay.
Oh no, I think no, I did. I think I considered changing my base stats, my strength, dexterity, all that, but I chose not to because I want to leave that for the future.
Okay. Yeah. No worries. And yeah, remember you get 5 of those in total when you're leveling up and stars without number, which they're relatively cheap at first. So if you're like 1 away from an extra bonus, it's not a bad get. So yeah. All right. So if everyone's done leveling, then you guys are basically have got this. They can point you. Let me get to the same page you are, and not on Roll20, and not where you're gonna go.
Yeah, because
Do you have a
David cheats
question?
on us with another group in this game. I'm kidding.
I look at the rolls and I'm like, wait a second, those aren't on my rolls.
Oh wow.
I do have a question about something new that's popped up on my sheet. I do remember you mentioned last week or 2 weeks ago. But do I have that or do I get it later?
You don't have it yet. You will get it soon.
Okay.
Yes.
Just to make sure, so I don't use things I don't have yet.
Yeah. There's a thing you'll be getting, and we won't. I put it on there last time, so we didn't have to deal with it. All right. Yeah. So kind of set up. You have some time. You guys are. Let's see. You're either going to be set up down at like the 19 down here, where they got like some tents and stuff, or you're going to be over in these parking lots over by like between 14 and 13. And the building you're going to is 11. They'll show you all that. They'll kind of let you know. Owen will let you know that the lab that you'll be trying to get into, that's protected by a force field, is down an old elevator shaft. They've removed the elevator and the debris, and they have like a little pulley system that'll lower you down there. You can check it out whenever you want. There's no rush on this. You guys want to hurry, but Owen doesn't care, right? Owen and them are going to be here for several months. He doesn't care if you guys take a week or 2.
Okay.
Is there anything we want to do for a week? I feel like we just want to get the hecky yuck out of here, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
We can't just. There's no point in running away, because if we run away, we're not going to get paid.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we need at this point. So we might as well do these missions. We did settle on the lab.
Yep.
Right, but
is there better equipment here we could buy?
Owen will. Yeah. I mean,
or
so
like have them give us, or like trade or something.
You're working for us, right? So we can give you some equipment for the job. And then if it's something you wanted to keep and we were willing to let it go, we could take it out of whatever we pay you. Right?
I mean, I don't mind getting like a laser rifle. I have a laser pistol. I'm a pretty good shot, but something a bit more heavy equipped would be nice. At least if we're going to be fighting some rodents or some shit.
Well, the rodents are over at the transportation hub, so
I don't know how long I'm going to be here for. So,
well, true. I guess there could be some in there. We haven't made it yet, but we can get you a laser rifle. I would suggest, if you're going to be dealing with force fields, potentially something other than lasers.
So you want a physical round, like something that can go through, like instead of a light weapon, I guess.
So, well, I mean, both are good for their own reasons with force fields, right? So the force field is transparent, or is largely transparent, so the laser is going to go through it. But it also doesn't help you break the force field, right? Force fields can only take so much. Now, the thing with this guy is we broke a force field and there was just like another one like a foot behind it. So, and then we kind of retreated to figure out what's going on, and the first force field came back. So it's kind of a thing. We can't find any emitters.
Maybe they're on the inside, like a battery or fusion battery or something.
I mean, it's one of those things. Whatever it is tech that we no longer have, and frankly, was probably cutting edge tech at the time. So,
What did you use to break the first force field?
oh, we blew it up.
I see. And force
With-
only worked so far.
Yeah, like I said, it gave us about a foot. So, and
Is
then we
it-
lost that foot.
Do you know if it's a force field that goes like a bubble, or is it like just
It seemed like it was
over
just
the
a
thing?
wall.
So what if you
Mm.
just dug underneath it?
I mean, that would take a really long time. If you guys want to dig,
Do you not have any digging?
I mean, we
Things
have
here.
digging stuff, and that's what we'll do if you guys can't find a way through it. I'm just saying, if you guys can figure out a quicker way.
Fair enough.
Is it a powerful force field, like one that will do us damage if we touch it? Or is it more of a bouncy force field that will just repel us if we touch it?
It's more like it's just a physical wall, right?
Hmm.
That you just is invisible.
Okay.
So I mean, like I wouldn't run into it, but yeah, other than that, you're good.
I just do not want to lose a finger while touching it.
Good thinking. Yeah.
Do you have scanning software that will allow us to take a better look at the force field?
You know, that would be a cool thing to have, but no.
Unfortunate. Perhaps we should take a look at it before we get into things.
Yeah, great idea. You guys go ahead. He has like someone come over and hey, they can take him over to the Noble Research Center and yeah, we'll and then after you look at it or whatever, decide what you want, come to me. We'll get you set up with any more weapons or armaments or anything you need, and yeah, we'll go from there.
Okay.
All
I
right.
guess we'll go have a look.
Yeah. So you guys go have a look. You walk in like you said. The building itself is actually more intact than most of the other ones that have been around. It looks like it was kind of made out of like more sophisticated materials than the other buildings on the campus were. But it looks like it had like a bunch of glass and stuff at the front. Basically like glass windows is the front wall, and that's all been broken and gone, and so animal life has just made its way in. But you find the old elevator shaft and they lower you down, and it's been kind of cleared out. It's a little gunked up down here from the explosion, but you can go a little down a hallway, and I'm going to move you guys over to a new map. So this is largely fog ward up, but over on the right side towards the top, you guys got a little area you can see through here. And you can walk up right to this guy over here. And that's where the force field is.
Is it meant to be blurry, or is that just my browser?
It's just blurry.
Okay. I was wondering, it's
Yeah.
like it's taken a while to load.
I restarted my
Yeah.
page. I was like,
I
just
couldn't
zoom
get
out,
a
it's fine.
good image of it. Yeah.
But okay, so we're coming from the very top?
Yeah, you're coming from the very top, and your
Okay.
force field is going to be like right over here.
Okay. For the folks at home, we get to go like 3 squares before we're stopped.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um,
What is that? 6 meters. Did I change the squares to be meters in this?
I don't
Let's
know.
look.
We could.
Seems like it.
Yeah. Hey. On top of it, past David. All
Good
right.
job.
Yeah. So
That works.
yeah, this is what you're looking at. You immediately see that there is an old like camera above the doorway here that the force field is on. The door itself seems to be gone. Who knows how long it's been gone? It could have been in the explosion. Who knows? But yeah, there's this old camera up there. It looks like it's stopped working a long ass time ago, as there's like little plants growing out of where it was. And you see what looks to be a sort of like a comm panel, like you press to like get buzzed in or something like that. It's got like a little screen. And it doesn't look in bad shape. But looking at it, you don't immediately see any signs of it being powered or anything like that.
Okie dokie.
Did
Alright.
we? Sorry, what was the answer to the? Is it a repelly force field or is it
Just like a wall.
hurting?
Like we
It's just
can
like a
touch
wall.
it and it's not gonna hurt us.
Okay. Looks pretty solid.
An
There's no.
astute observation.
I know I'm brilliant, aren't I? Are any? I'm just gonna look around. Are there any panels or anything on the walls? Something like
I mean,
to make goes.
there's the comms panel that was just mentioned.
Yeah, I meant more like a you know like a side panel you rip off and just find wires.
Yeah. Around this comm panel, you could probably get behind it and find some stuff back there.
Before I do that, I'll probably let Neith, do their magic, which is probably
Science.
important. Yeah, sciencey and techie, so I don't just go up and rip a panel off the wall and break everything.
Yeah. Neith, I think this is mostly going to be, up to you, but if there's anything that we can do to help, just let us know.
Of course. I shall take care of this as well. I will try to see if I can I mean there's no like I wonder if I can pull out anything. I'm gonna look at my items. Can I help you? They found the box. I have a toolkit. Would that include something that I could like scan like sort of what kind of wavelengths it's giving off of maybe? Or like what type of energy output it is so I could try to like negate it?
Here's going to be the thing, is I don't know if there's anything like that in the rule book as far as that matters.
Okay.
But
Y'all are crazy.
does that mean they don't have it?
That's true. As Neith is doing this, you see her sort of like look at this thing and then go to the side where like I'm gonna go back to the backside and climb. She just like kind of like wets her hands a little bit and you see her just like gecko up the wall onto the ceiling so that she's hanging upside down, like her stomach and her tail is like attached to the ceiling and she's kind of hanging upside down, working like trying to see if it goes all the way up.
It does. And there are advanced sensory things, like they're largely used for starships, but I think you can probably have something that could help with something like this. You might have to like take some time to rig something up because
Yeah.
force fields are a thing that like were kind of more of a thing they had before the screen. You
Yeah.
don't run across force fields really anymore.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. I have a a toolkit, and it says I think I have 3 uses of it, so I can use one of those as well as some of my spare parts. Make sense?
Sure. I won't make you use the spare parts. We'll just use a use of the toolkit.
Okay.
Because spare parts are actually nice. You want those.
Okay. All right. So, would you like me to roll something?
Yeah, roll me
Program?
yeah, we'll say that setting this up is there's no time limit or anything like that. So I'm not
Yeah.
going to make you roll to set it up. You just use
Mhm.
it and then roll me a program to see if you can get a good read on it.
I
Okay.
said 11.
That's really good.
3d6. I could do 2 things. They just don't always come up.
Yes. Yeah. So the what you kind of scan from this is it's pretty standard force field from what you've learned of force fields. You get kind of the stuff it's working on.
Yeah.
The big one being that it's basically constructed out of like metadimensional energy, which is what psychics use to do all of their stuff. But that's what you know of force fields. That's how we make force fields. So starts out numbers. And that this it looks to be invisible. But the other thing is it isn't coming from anywhere. Not only are there no visible emitters, you can't tell. There's no trace to where this is coming from. There just is a force field here.
This is quite odd and very frustrating.
What's that?
It seems that this force field is not being generated by anything. It just is.
What?
Exactly.
Oh,
Perhaps this building was built around the already existing wall of force.
Why would they do that? How would they get things inside, though? There's clearly things inside, right?
My apologies. That was sarcasm.
Sure, you're a master of it.
has anyone tried asking the force field to not be?
Why don't you have a track at it?
Sure. Teddy will go up to the force field and like put a hand on it and just be like, excuse me, force field. I don't know what your pronouns are, so I'm not gonna say Mr. or Miss. But we'd really like to get past through here. Could you maybe, go to sleep for a little bit or deactivate or something? That'd be real swell. You don't have to go away forever, but it'd be mighty kind of you if we could just let us go through and let the people who are here also go in and out.
All right. Roll me a talk.
All right. Let's see. That's a 10.
Oh. All right. You see, like, behind the force field a little ways, appear written in the air, sincere apologies, unable to comply.
Oh, well, that's okay. I figured it might be a lot to ask of you, but is there anything else you can tell us about what, what's going on? How have you been? I imagine it's been fairly lonely just hanging out here for a while.
The letters disappear and new letters appear that are simply companionship is unnecessary.
Well, I mean, agree to disagree, but I suppose, you probably have different needs than I do. I mean, you're a giant wall of force, and I'm a, mammalian creature, so, you know, we each need different things. Is there anything that we can do for you? Like, Teddy is just completely unfazed by this idea. Like, he doesn't realize at all how bizarre it is that there is this, wall of text responding to him.
Um, the text disappears, and it's it says, and new text appears of, properly identify yourself.
Oh, well, I'm Theodore, well, Teddy to most everyone. And I'm here with some of my uh friends, and we've been at
Hello.
yes, that is Neith, and that one's Scarra. And Erstwhile looks around, maybe Erstwile's back there
Is
somewhere.
there their nebulous PC is there if I need someone to be healed, but
Yeah.
otherwise let's ignore.
Yeah. And we're here helping out Owen, who is, I don't think he's fully in charge of everyone here, but I mean, you've probably seen the other people who, I mean, I guess they came before and kind of blew you up a bit, which, I mean, was rude of them, but they didn't know better. I'll have a talk with them later and let them know, but yeah, I mean, I guess they probably have the rank and the real identification that you could scan and stuff. But yeah, I'm Teddy. Who are you?
The text fades away, and solid block of text appears that just says security.
Security's a good gig. I kind of do security myself sometimes. Um, well, can you tell us what you're being security for?
It disappears, and the text reads, "This facility."
And this facility does a lot of cool science research stuff, right? Kind of looking at the others like that's what we were told was probably behind
Yeah.
here.
Disappears and reappears, unable to answer query.
Is it because you don't know or you can't tell us?
Disappears and reappears, unable to answer query.
I think we've hit a brick wall here.
No, this definitely isn't brick.
I meant that this is going nowhere.
Perhaps we can bribe it.
With what? It's an AI or something.
Perhaps
Do
an
you
upgrade?
do you want some RAM?
It
I'll see myself out.
it responds, "No, thank you."
Well, is it
Yeah, that's
is it okay if we come back and visit you? I mean, I think we need to go tell some other folks about what we've learned, but we'll come back and chat soon, okay?
It stops, and text appears of, if camera and comms were fixed, we could properly communicate, and you would be able to identify yourself.
Oh, that's very good to know. We will do what we can to fix that. So we will go talk to some people, because, I mean, unless, Neith, do you just have a camera on you? I imagine we'll need to go get a camera from the camp.
I imagine that they wanted us to fix the broken one on the wall over there.
Well, yeah, but, we'll see what we can do, but that one looks like it's got some plants growing out of it.
Is the camera behind the force field?
You don't see any cameras.
The broken camera on the wall with the
Oh,
plants growing out of it.
it's in front of the force field,
Oh,
so you have
Damn.
access to it.
I was really hoping it would be behind it. It'd be like, well, we can go behind. We can fix the camera as long as you let us through. Nope. I guess we should go report this sentient wall.
Yep. Okay, Wally, we'll be back.
It stops and responds, "I am security."
Okay, security, we'll be back.
So, Teddy, do you think that was an AI or maybe like a person's conscious or something? Or
I'm trying to think if Teddy knows enough to know, but Alex knows that like AIs are like super rare, and like maybe this was a virtual intelligence instead. Something more along those lines. I mean, Teddy
yeah, Scarra,
doesn't really know the difference.
Scarra knows nothing about this kind of stuff. So he's just going off of words he's heard in like pubs and everything. Like,
So AIs were illegal in under old mandate law. So when the galaxy was controlled by one government back pre-Scream, and that's largely carried over to today. Most societies consider AIs to be like a big no-no. Don't do it. And even the ones that allow it, they are braked AIs, meaning like they have like hard limits on what they're allowed to do, or like how smart they can become and stuff like that. Like they limit their ability to think and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
AIs are dangerous. Don't trust them. Except for you, Google. I love you.
Yeah.
except for you, Coverbot.
Well, I guess we should go let Owen know that we're gonna need parts to replace a camera and stuff.
Do you have that kind of stuff on you, Neith?
Can my spare parts be used for stuff like that? Or it's probably more
Yeah.
specialized, right?
Yeah, I mean, you could also just go get a camera or something. I'm sure they
Please.
have.
I mean, why shouldn't we make use of their resources instead of our own personal stuff? Like,
True, it's nice to not use my leg as spare parts.
yep, so we are doing this work for them, but that means they should also provide us with as many necessary tools as they can reasonably accommodate.
Did they said the wall, like security thing, said they wanted to fix the comms as well, right?
Yep, which,
Yes.
according to Owen, sorry, there is a fly that I am maybe going to try to murder if it gets in my face again. Owen was saying that it seems like the comms panel mostly needed power, so we should also ask about rigging up a generator and leading the power cables down.
It sounds like we have a plan.
And I will get a gun for whatever's inside. I am really helpful.
You can go in first.
I mean, alongside Teddy, because he's he's strong.
Yes, well,
With big feet.
well, first we need to, get security what it needs and see about getting past the wall.
There's apparently two walls, right? According to
At
Owen and all
least.
that. At least, yeah. We can actually see past. We can see past the walls because they're transparent, right? Can we
Mhm.
see how many walls there are, or is it just like a glass? Is it like we can't actually see the walls?
You can't see them at all.
Okay.
Neith could with the scanner, and it looked like there was just one. So there being a second wall
Maybe it
isn't there
Lo-
right now.
Was a lie. No.
maybe it blocks out transmissions or scanner thingy majigs.
Or they put up a second wall to.
Yeah, it's
Oh yeah, maybe
sufficiently
they
advanced.
put up the second one.
Yeah.
Okay.
But all right, because yeah, it wouldn't make sense to power extra walls if they don't need it.
True. I mean, they're not powering them though. They're just doing it with psychic energy, I guess.
Or it's wireless
Could
power
I mean?
that
I
is
guess
a weird wavelength.
Teddy wouldn't know to check for psychic abilities, right? Because he doesn't know he has them.
Plus, I don't think I can. I don't
Yeah,
think that's an ability that I have.
Oh, that's a
it's
future
a
thing.
different psychic school.
I don't know.
But yep, so we go find Owen or whoever he is tasked with being our minder for this.
Mm.
Though I do want to see Owen's face when it's like, did anyone try talking to the wall?
You can go find Owen. Yeah.
So I think we go find Owen and, wait for him to be not immediately busy.
2 hours later.
It's not hard. Like, he's maybe talking to someone for like 10 minutes when you get there, and then he's like, "Oh, hey, how's it going, guys? So what do we need? What do you got?"
Well, has anyone tried talking to the wall before? Because we did and it talked back.
Shit, are you serious? Damn, no, we did not try talking to the wall.
Yeah, I mean,
That's some crazy stuff.
just started talking and put words up and started saying stuff back to us.
Huh. What was it saying?
That it's security, that it can't let us pass, that it needs to, verify our identities. But it did also say if we can get the camera and the comms panel fixed, that we would be able to better communicate with it.
Which means we might have some leeway into getting inside.
All right. I
without
would be
having to break anything.
Wary fixing any cameras. If he, whatever this thing is, wants to see you, it might be able to.
Do you have any? I know this
you.
is a long shot. But do you have any potentially security tags of whoever worked inside of there from long past?
No.
Well, worth a shot.
I mean, you could search this place. I mean, he kind of points a. Well, he wouldn't be at Noble Research. You could search, the Noble Research Center. There might be some people there, but our understanding is it was kind of a specialized lab.
I mean, all I'm thinking is if we fix the camera, show the ID, being like, "Hey, we're actually allowed to be in here," kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, good idea. But yeah, I would search maybe the Noble Research Center, but
because there is there's more to the building than just the force field, right?
Yeah. So we're interested in this because it was an old, top of the line, engineering research lab back in the day. And so, yeah, it's a large facility down there. It's probably bigger than probably extends further back than the actual building above it,
Yep. But in order to get through that, we need to get past the security wall. And so, at the very least, we should be able to, get some generators and help power the comms panel, right?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. I mean, we can get you a little portable guy and just get it down there, hook it in. You should be good. I mean, if you want to fix the camera, fix the camera, not your boss. I mean, I am, but you know what I'm saying. I'm not telling you what to do.
Yep, but I do like Scarra's idea of maybe we spend next time we go back over there, we look for IDs or anything else helpful in the rest of the building.
Because if we're just like some nobodies trying to enter this place, obviously we're not going to get nowhere.
Though we did already tell the wall our names.
Yeah, but they asked again, so they may not have any verification that we are who we say we are until we show them potentially tags. And who knows if it has limited understanding or memory that we even spoke to it. This is just me throwing things into the dark here because we know nothing about this thing. Well, nothing apart from the fact that you can speak to us. Also, laser rifle. Gonna have one.
Yeah, absolutely. Equipment, all that good stuff. We got an equipment tent nearby. We'll set you up. Yeah. Yeah.
Am I trained to use a laser rifle? I mean, I'm trained to use a laser pistol, and that's pretty
Yeah,
much
I
the
mean,
same thing.
you got
I-
shoot, right?
I have a shoot skill of 2.
Yeah, so you could shoot anything,
Okay.
right? They don't have proficiencies. You have the shoot skill. You use it to shoot stuff.
Nice.
So yeah, you can use that. You can use any of the stuff. What I will say is that you guys can get any, standard tech level for rifle or pistol, if you want it.
Oh, can I get? Where's my ammo? Can I get more ammo for my laser pistol? Because I realized
yeah,
that.
you guys can grab a couple of power cells and stuff like that as well if you want them.
Okay, I'll just make sure that I've reloaded my laser pistol because it was 7 of 10.
Okay, yeah.
I think I probably used more than that, but I don't feel like I've only shot 3 rounds. Maybe oh well.
You might have only shot 3 rounds.
Yeah, I mean 3 turns of combat, I only get to shoot once, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So what do we got? Yeah, so laser rifles. Now remember with
sheets.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. I forget they have them on there. Now remember, you'll want to give yourself an extra +1 to attack on your laser weapons. Because laser weapons always give you an extra +1 to attack, and the character sheet does not do that for you.
Where do I do that?
There's an attack bonus stat
Attack
on there,
bonus, yes.
like an AB. Just bump
AB.
whatever it says, bump it up by
by
1.
1. Should I do that on laser pistol too?
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
I don't think I have a shoot skill. Nope, I've got -1.
All right. So you while you're there, if you want, you do see some nice looking flyable drones if you want to grab one of those.
Absolutely, well. Give me one of those, I don't know, let's call it a dragonfly. I don't know.
Yep.
Maybe something
Yep.
like that.
Yeah. Sounds right. Yeah,
Do I-
so that thing is equipped with a little bit of a gun as well. Oh yeah, I don't have it on. I have its own
It's
separate sheet, but I have it
it
on
uses
yours
a
as
laser
well.
rifle as well.
Okay, yeah.
So AP is only 1. Do I bump that up by 1 as well, or does it stay the same?
So it depends on what you're doing. It depends on if. So this doesn't have a VI on it, so you would be shooting. You would be controlling it and shooting. So you would add. Its 1 is from the laser rifle. So basically, just change your shoot stuff. Whatever your to shoot with the laser rifle is, just make its AB that because you're shooting for it.
Okay. So yeah, I'll change it then.
And yeah, if anyone wants any like armor or anything like that, you can grab armor.
Oh, I'm okay.
I probably
that's
should.
right. You're crazy AC.
I only have a 14 AC.
That's not bad, honest. For this game, that's not bad.
Yeah, I've got.
It's hard to get
15
above that.
with my woven body armor.
Got a good old armored undersuit, which kind of fits my character, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm thinking you guys probably aren't going to have access to powered suits or any crazy stuff like that here. So let's see, what's the best armor you can get with that? So your combat, no, you can't have an Icarus harness. Sorry, guys.
I think I'm okay with my current armor. As long as I keep my distance.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. So, and we'll also say, LB, you can refill your toolkit so you can get that use back out of it. And yeah, if that's it, you can make your way back down to the comms panel.
Okay. Well, no, we were gonna check the rest of the building first to look
Oh,
for.
that's right. Yeah. Give me a notice
Should we all do that?
Yeah.
I mean, unless some of us are just standing around, but
Yeah.
What
Not my
modifier
style,
is it?
really.
Intelligence?
Remember,
I guess.
there's basically never a reason to try and help someone using the same skill they're going to use, because you have to meet the same DC as them
hmm,
to give them a +1 bonus. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well
Thank you, Teddy.
with my -1 in notice, I still got an 8.
I have a plus nothing.
So that was the 5, and Neith, you got a 6. Okay. Neith and Teddy, you both find a mostly intact ID badge.
You're muted,
They
LP.
in no way resemble either one of you, and you don't know if they work for that lab or not.
Are they human?
Yes.
I could. I mean, I guess.
We can
I-
work with human.
Yeah, we can work with human. I'm human.
But you have 2 of them. Yeah, they're each human, and you don't know. You got nothing on whether or not it'll work.
Perhaps I could. If we do not fix the camera and only fix the vocal relay, I could mimic a voice of someone that they know. However, I do not know what voice they would know.
Yeah, that would be.
Disregard my plan.
I mean, I think there's something to it, but I think
Maybe we could find some old voice logs of people working here. I don't know if they would still be intact though, considering the rest of this building.
I'm going to say that your previous searching of the place would have covered that.
mhm,
And with the high being an 8, I'm going to say no.
sure.
Fair enough.
What we could do, do either of the IDs look anything close to Scarra, or do we need to go ask Owen to find us people in camp who might look something like these?
Do the ID badges have pictures intact?
Yeah. I mean, they're not, again, though, they're not like super great. Like one of them is it's like had some water damage, is a little weird in there. And the other one, it looks like it's kind of been crumpled up and stuff. Like these were, it's future, it's the far future, but these were still just like laminated security badges. So yeah.
We could just put the badge up there and not show our faces.
I dyed my hair.
Perhaps it is not that intelligent.
I mean, it's just a security system.
Most humans look similar anyways.
Wow, thanks. You're right though.
Yeah, well, you got to learn to look for the little details, though. A lot of the time, the details are hidden away by the clothing. So,
The little details like giant rabbit ears.
I mean, I
The
met
bunny
among
ears.
humans. I don't know many humans with giant rabbit ears.
I mean, augmentations, they happen.
Like your legs.
Yes, like my legs.
That is how I recognize you.
That's- You know what? Sure. Right. So we have 2 ID badges. Do we want to try and go down there and fix them and then just show the camera of the ID badges and then try and walk in without showing our faces? If we just keep our heads down.
Yes.
Sure.
It's a plan.
Okay. So you make your way down the elevator shaft again, and so you got your little generator to hook up to the comms panel if you want, and you got the camera that needs fixing.
Yep. Does powering the comms panel on its own do anything, or like, I guess once we charge it up, Teddy will again approach the wall and be like, "Hello, security, you still there?"
This is after the comm panel is charged.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, it turns on. There's a little button you need to press to talk.
Ooh, security, you there? Hello.
And you get back a hello.
Hello. How's it going?
Tell them we want in, please.
Oh, right, yeah. Could you let us in, please?
We're currently under a security lockdown
Oh,
at this facility. Are you emergency personnel?
Yes.
yes, we are.
Good. I'm reading that the security camera here is disabled.
Yeah, it does
That
look
is what
like...
we're here to fix.
Yep.
Among other things.
But we will need to go inside first.
Of course. Yes. So security currently has the facility under lockdown. I can countermand this to an extent. I can release the force field here, assuming you are, in fact, emergency personnel.
And so, yes. Once we leave this comms panel, how will we stay in touch with you in case we need to, when we're ready to leave the, through the force field?
Good point. Do you have personal communication devices of any kind?
I think we all do, actually. We have comm pads.
Neith has mine.
Yep, we've got
What?
some comm pads.
If you give me your contact numbers, I will be able to keep in touch with you through those.
Okie dokie. And Teddy will just like pull his out and like look for the number, and then we'll just read it off slowly, digit by digit, to security.
All right. After a little bit, the voice will say, "Okay, that's great." And then all of a sudden, the communication starts coming from that.
Hello.
"Hi, I'm reading a power surge at your panel. Please step away."
Oh, okay.
Neith is just like, zoop.
And then there's just like some smoking and like a little bit of like kind of a like sparks kind of fly from the comm panel. He
Was
goes,
that
"That was
supposed to do that?"
unfortunate."
Ooh. Okay, so we can't use that panel anymore?
Correct.
Okay, well, it's a good thing we have this.
It is. Sadly, security will not be able to listen in on this conversation between you and I, other than what, of course, he can hear through the wall.
So, wait, you're not security?
Correct.
Who are you? I thought you were security.
I think that's comms.
I am TKCP03, but most people call me Pleasant.
Yes, you do. That feels like an apt descriptor of you. All right, well, if you are able to help countermand security, then I think we are ready to get in and deal with the lockdown.
Of course. So after I countermand security, you will need to follow my instructions and scan your proper emergency personnel identification at the location I'm telling you.
And how long do we have to get there and do that?
Not very long.
Okay, that is good to know.
Do the security IDs have scanning things on them, like a barcode?
No.
Hmm. Fun.
So you will, until your identities are confirmed, I will not be allowed to let you into any secure areas of the lab. Only areas of the lab that are unsecure, such as the main entrance that you are in front of now, and any area that has signaled a distress of some kind, because then human lives would be in need of saving, and you would be allowed to go to those places.
Makes sense.
You're muted.
Just humans?
Only humans work at this facility at the moment. Well, only worked at the facility.
May I ask what has happened here? Why did you go on lockdown?
Several of the top researchers at this facility went insane and began murdering people with psychic abilities.
Ah, typical humans. Ha!
All right.
Myself and security were able to stop them, but not until everyone else died.
Question: are the screamers, the psychic humans, still kicking?
Security and I were able to stop them, like I said.
So that I'll just assume they're dead.
Oh, correct. Yes, they are dead. Security was able to kill them.
So then, which locations still have, emergencies where there are people in need of rescue?
I am unaware of any locations that have this, but if any were to happen, force fields would be let down and you would be able to gain access to those facilities.
Did this facility have cryo chambers?
It did not.
Reminder: how long ago did the scream happen? Like 1,000 years ago or something?
600 years ago.
600 years ago. Yeah, I doubt there's anybody alive. But that's just to
Pleasant,
me.
Yes.
what is your protocol if the facility is no longer being run?
That is an interesting question. Sadly, my programmers did not anticipate any such scenario.
How short-sighted?
Or how selfish, more like.
What would you like to do now that the facility is no longer in working order?
I would like to continue on with what I was programmed to do.
To communicate with people?
To an extent. Largely, I am an experimental weapons platform.
Wowie!
That's exciting. Love that
It
for you.
is.
Looks at the group. Looks back.
All right, Pleasant. If it sounds like this may be a slightly bigger task than we first thought of. We may need to go and gather some more equipment. Will you still be able to countermand security if we leave and come back?
I am unaware if I will be able to do that.
Okay, so sounds like
This is
probably.
a plan we need to do now.
Yep.
If you need to do that, I suppose another group of individuals who came representing emergency personnel would be allowed in.
That is good to know. Will turn his compad away from the group and press mute on it. Okay, so we're just I think we need to go in?
Yeah, the problem with doing that is, well, they said there's some places were locked off. What we need to do is, I guess, find the security center and turn off the power so none of this, the walls come up and all the doors are locked. My problem with doing that is they said that screamers were in here. And I don't want to be near any of that resident psychic energy stuff and potentially go insane myself. Or any of us go insane.
Well, then you shouldn't have come to this planet.
Well, I didn't expect me to be here for so long.
My main concern is that this AI is a weapon and
Oh, that
locked
too.
everyone in to kill them.
Well, it sounds like security did that, not Pleasant.
And Pleasant has shut off security.
And they said they were a weapons program.
Yep. I've never worked with AI before, right?
No.
If we can get to the command center, I might be able to do something. However, I do not think that we will be able to trick our way in there.
Yeah, I think we are gonna, rely on either brute force or your technical skills to get us through there. in
Should we ask
places.
Pleasant what kind of weapon systems they have in here?
Perhaps. I am afraid there are mounted guns in the walls. I can think of many things that could kill us in there.
I'm just concerned about all the pre-tech gear that may be still operational that could kill us an innocent.
Exactly.
Well, I guess I pretty much just said the same thing you did, but with more steps.
What steps should we take when entering here?
Be cautious, stick together. We should go to the rooms that are open first and then try and make our way towards. Actually, no, they said we're on a timer, so we should try and make our way towards any kind of map of the location. I mean, like, is it actually Elf Game? Is this area like is it a big lab from what we've seen? Would it look like there's a kind of map that says you are here kind of thing?
There's nothing like that, but it does look like the facility's fairly big.
We could have Pleasant look. Sorry, no, I'll say this in character. We could have Pleasant direct us towards perhaps a security room. Just
Well,
so we can get a look at the cameras and just
I think that's
bullshit our way in.
where Pleasant was going to direct us to begin with, so we can verify we're emergency personnel. I think once
Good
we're
point.
there, though, Neith, you're going to have to figure out how to either trick it or
Hack
disable it.
Oh boy.
Do we reckon there's any mounted turrets inside the security room?
We can't see the security room yet. We're still.
I know. I'm just taking a gander. Throwing estimates into the group.
Mm,
Do we think they have weapons inside the security room? So if we do start hacking, they'll just kill us. We have to go
Perhaps.
in this cautiously.
yes, very. Perhaps I could build an MP. Nope. An
EMP.
EMP.
Oh, you mean an imp?
However, that would stop the use of all of our mechanical items.
I just look up to my drone that's flying by my side. I'm like, I just got this thing.
And your legs.
You know, I didn't think about that.
You should.
I kind
I
of
can
forgot
walk
that my leg
without mine. Not well.
count. Well, I hope one of you are prepared to carry me then.
I should be able to. You look pretty lightweight.
I
Or
guess
can you
would
make
also,
a directional EMP? Like a
Like a
small
cone?
one? Probably
I don't know
not.
enough about.
Yeah.
No,
Again,
you
my
cannot.
knowledge of EMPs are they
Electric-
come from nukes.
There's
But
an
in the
electromagnetic
future,
pulse. A pulse
Yeah.
kind of goes outwards like that.
Yeah.
No matter what, you can't cone it in a certain direction. That's just not how electricity properly works. It's like trying to use a Tesla coil. There's always kind of going to be sparks outwards. I know
There's a
stuff about
wiki
this.
how. You could
If
use
you make it,
you can make it with a calculator. Holy shit.
I mean, if you make one small enough, like a small enough output, like a grenade, I guess, and throw
Yeah,
it, it wouldn't be
guess
that big of an EMP.
how likely do I think that it is that I could hack into the security system without the AI noticing?
It would really depend on what the security system is there. If it was just hacking, maybe. But if there's like a camera in the room and security sees you hacking in,
yeah. Oh boy. I do not like winging things. However, we will not know until we arrive.
You have a point. Well, I guess there's no fun in playing it safe, right?
Neith starts taking out pieces and wiring something.
I'm going to just sling my laser rifle and just hold it in my hands, ready, just like ready for anything really. If I have to shoot a laser turret or a wall-mounted gun, then I guess I have to.
We out here doing our best is what's happening.
Yep. All right, Pleasant. We're ready. We're ready to come save the day.
Absolutely. So the force field drops, and let's reveal some area here. And as you walk in, you see a sort of floating sort of almost machine looking thing just sort of materialize in the air. And it's semi-transparent, but is blue.
Is this you, Pleasant?
Absolutely not. That's security.
Right. You seemed almost appalled by my question.
I am unable to severely harm living people.
I thought you said you were a weapons program.
I am. I'm an experimental weapons program. I demonstrate the weapons. I personally am unable to harm people without extreme circumstances.
What kind of extreme circumstances would that fall under?
Such as powerful psychics running around, murdering everyone in the lab. I was able to restrain them, not kill them. Security killed them.
Fair example. Okay. Well, I guess direct on.
Wait, I have a question.
Yes.
What are your feelings about security and their ability to do their job?
Security is very good at keeping this place safe and is quite adept at identifying intruders.
Well, then it sounds like you need to direct us to where we can prove that we're emergency personnel.
Absolutely. You'll see in front of you there is a door. Go through the door. To your right, there is a functioning camera. Security will then be able to verify your identities. However, if you look above you to the right and left, as he does this, I have to select things now. Layer map. All right. You'll see that there are some ventilation ducts. Security is unable to project force fields into the ventilation ducts as they may cut off air supply to living humans.
I am one of those.
That is
why are you telling us this?
Interesting. That is a good question. Now, if you'll please move forward through the door, immediately to your right, there will be a camera that can verify your identity for security.
I have a question. I noticed the camera outside is broken from just wear and tear and just age, I guess. Is the camera in here the same, or is it?
It is not.
I believe this is one of those situations where we should not look a gift horse in the throat.
I can't breathe. Nothing.
That is why air vents are there for breathing air.
They said it cuts off air.
It would
They
insane that
cannot.
it can't cut off the air.
Oh, right. I misheard. Well, you said they were on the ceiling, right? How far up is the ceiling?
It's probably about like 10 feet.
I can fly up there and just land the people around, or fly people up individually.
I can probably hop my way up there.
True.
Mhm.
I can give Neith a lift.
Okay, I'm down.
No, you're up.
All right. You get up there and you take off the vent and you look in. This immediate part is sort of big, but the actual ducts themselves are pretty small. None of the three of you would be able to fit through them.
Can my drone fit through it?
Yes.
Well, I can't fit. None of us can fit, but I have a little buddy now. Can I see through my drone? Does it?
So
control it with?
you don't have a cybernetic implant to
Do I
control
have
it.
one of those
but
controllers that have a screen?
You have
on
a
it?
controller that's got the camera, and you can fly it that way.
I will do so.
So yeah, 2 questions though. Did the security thing react at all to us just yoop up into the vents? And I assume the answer is still no, but just a reminder that Teddy is only like 5 feet. I assume that's still too big to get through the vents.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so wherever you guys are, this little the blue thing that security has made is sort of hovering near you.
Okay.
It's just not actually taking the action, though, right? To do anything hostile against us?
Not as of yet.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, this is going to be my first time flying this thing, but it shouldn't be too different from any other drones I've flown.
You are the pilot.
I am indeed. Okay. I guess I'll fly through the things. The vents.
All right. Just use your own guy. I guess which path are you taking?
I'll take the right side, this side.
Okay. So it kind of continues on this way. Let me get that out of the way. Hey. Oh wait, did I just hide it?
Yeah.
Oh dang.
Hey. No, the darkness is growing.
It's going to consume us all.
I'm on reveal.
Huh.
Maybe oh, there you go.
Okay, there we go.
Okay. I don't know why this is happening, but it seems to be working now. Okay. There we go. As you travel down this way, there is a vent in the wall. You can kind of see into this room a little bit.
What's in the room?
It kind of looks dusty and like maybe it's kind of got some like lockers and stuff like that in it.
Okay. Can I enter the room? Is there a way to get in if I push against the vent?
Yeah.
Does this thing have any way to grab things? Or could I hook things onto the laser gun on the front?
I guess actually Okay, so no, it's not going to have anything like that, sadly.
Okay. I was more thinking if there was like an ID tag or like a security tag in one of these lockers, I could fly the drone, hook the front the laser rifle like part, and if there's like a lanyard, I could get the lanyards onto the laser turret and then fly it back to us.
Interesting. You could do that. I mean, that's just a complicated pilot, right? So give me a notice and see if you can find anything in these lockers.
Sure, please God. Wisdom, I guess. Nope.
All
Oh
right.
boy. Unfortunately, I can't notice things.
Yeah. Sadly, the lockers are kind of there. They're shut. You know, you're gonna have to. They're locked. You can't really see into them very well. You could take the time to try and laser through the locks, but you know
that would make noise. Actually, it's a laser gun. It probably wouldn't make noise.
It would make some,
Because the
but
metal
depending
breaking.
on how good security is, you might be in trouble.
I'm not going to chance it. I'm going to fly the drone back into the vent.
All right. As you're doing that, the security drone, or not the security, the drone of security, it kind of starts menacingly like moving around a lot. And Pleasant comes over the comms and says, after you make your way to the camera in the door directly in front of you and so identify yourselves, I would make your way through, and he at this point brings up like a small little map. It's not really labeled, but it's showing like kind of a little bit of a path. And he's basically telling you, I'll go ahead and reveal the area, to go to this room down here. That is the main security checkpoint for the personnel labs, the personal labs and my own lab. There's a medical scanning device there where new employees may create new identification cards for themselves, and just general computers for the area. They should be able to unlock most things in the facility.
That feels like
and you'll have live feeds on bio signals that are detected by our scanning equipment.
As soon as we go through this door.
Yep. The second we go through this door right here. Okay, I found a locker room. Do you want to can you just I'm just gonna quickly motion over to Teddy. Can you mute can we mute our mic so I can talk freely?
Yeah.
What do we want me to do with this drone? Because I found a locker room. I was thinking maybe before he said what he just said, or what they said when they did that, I was thinking maybe shooting out the camera, but that might be not be such a great idea.
No.
I think they're kind of ushering us to go through this door, and before we do that, because we can't actually personalize, I think I should go get my drone into the new room that you just mentioned and get some new ID.
Yes.
So I guess
don't know
I'm
how
trying
to get it back to us.
Yeah, I imagine we need to be there and, get scanned for the IDs or something.
Perhaps we could use some of our, like just a hair or something from each of us, or, some sort of, we don't maybe necessarily have to be there. If they're scanned by biometrics, it could just be a fingerprint or something like that. We don't know.
Maybe. The other thought I had was that we have your drone be a distraction over here, which will hopefully draw the blue security drone away, and then we can rush through to get to the
I could just fly my camera, my drone in front of the camera that we're meant to be scanned by.
We don't know how many drones there are
Yeah.
in this
True.
facility, and we don't know how to get there. That's not through the vents,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, we've
Plus, all of the doors are probably locked.
that's also true.
So, I guess
Because we have to use the drone to get to the new room,
yeah,
and we have to just hope that there's something there we can bring back to us.
right. Either make a new card or disable security.
Hmm. We could.
Are we on the correct path, David?
Yeah, I will say that he did mention, if some kind of alarm were triggered, you would be given access to a larger percentage of the.
So if
The
I made a
facility.
distraction by shooting out a camera per se,
Well, it would need to
given one?
be like a "I need help" alarm, not like a panic button or something like that.
is there can I see through my drone if I continue flying it through the vents into a new room? Can I see like an emergency button, like a panic button? I just smash my drone against it.
So you don't see one in 12. What's the next room you go?
I guess I'm gonna go down to 13 and
Well, that's a hallway, but yeah.
that's a hallway. Is there a way through this way? Like
Yeah, there's some stuff there.
and what's into is there I guess I can't
So
I'll go down this line and go to the left. Yeah.
yeah. So you kind of pop out. You can pop into this room. It just looks like a kind of a more secure room. It looks like these.
Do I see the camera that they were talking about?
Yes. Yeah. It is right over here.
Okay. Neith, do you have that EMP or that you're talking about? Or can you make an EMP to go into that specific part of the facility? I just point at the screen.
What is it looking at?
Just the camera that's going to spot us to make it potentially just get blurred, or maybe that would shoot us anyways. I'm not sure.
Perhaps. Maybe you should continue down and see what that security room looks like.
I shall do that. I shall do that.
Okay. Yeah, going into 14, you see there's a large medical scanner. I will say that, in 14, you see some signs of human remains. And you see like the big, computer screens and whatnot. And as the drone kind of goes in, they begin to light up.
Like a motion sensor.
Kind of like that, yeah.
So the screens have started to light up, is what you said.
Yes, yeah. They begin to like kind of get power. They're turning on. They're booting up, and as you watch that, you see that the screens begin to show like, are flashing like, emergency, lockdown, things like that. And one of the screens, a kind of window pops up that is, are you in danger? Why in?
Why?
I'm gonna go fly over to Y.
Neith and Teddy are like looking over your shoulders at this camera. I'm gonna need a pilot check from you because you're gonna have to go over to a keyboard and use this drone to like land.
I mean, why
on the letter Y.
I guess,
So I would like to help here if I can by basically giving Scarra a back rub.
Making me more
to help
relaxed.
out. Yeah.
Do I roll
okay.
first or does he?
So he needs to roll, and in order for this to be helpful, whatever skill you're using to give him a bath rub, you have to meet the same DC as Scarra. I'm going to put the DC at 10.
Okay.
because it's hard. It's not impossible. You got to be pretty damn good at it. But
Yeah. But I'm imagining, given my line of work, this is a perform role for me.
yes, I will allow a perform roll. There's no other. I would also allow a work roll if you had work.
I have negative
but-
1 in work.
Okay.
Plus 0 in work.
That's a 10.
10.
Okay.
So I get
you
a plus 1.
You get a +1. Yeah.
So I'll add that modifier. And then 11.
Okay. Yeah, you got it. You hit the Y.
I'm a pretty good darn pilot, guys.
All right.
Remember that? Pilot is what I am.
Yeah.
over your comm, Teddy, Pleasant's voice comes on. It seems personnel are in distress in the security room. I am able to bypass force fields between your location and it. Please head there immediately and save their lives.
Yep. On it. And like immediately
Okay.
hops down out of the vent and starts
I'm
legging
gonna-
it that way.
Fly my drone back into the vent just so the security system doesn't get suspicious. And then start liking it.
Security is clearly following you around.
I mean, as in, I'll just have my drone just fly up.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going
But
to keep
yeah.
it close to my chest so they can't see the screen.
It's following you around. You've at some point another one appears, and it's just following you around. And I say they literally just like materialize in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they are kind of waiting outside of this security room.
But we're able to go in there.
Yeah, they don't stop you.
Okay. We go in there, and I guess, Neith, which one is the ID scanner? How do we make ourselves employees?
Neith like looks at you, decides not to say anything, and like looks around, like trying to figure that out themselves. Like, I don't fucking know how this tech works. What are you talking about? It's free tech.
You have a better idea than Teddy does.
That's true. That's true. So yeah, Neith is going to attempt to find and create badges for us.
Okay. Give me a fix roll, I think, on this.
Okie dokie.
Fixing the problem we've gotten ourselves into.
Fix it, fix it, fix it.
Yeah.
That's a 9. It's only
Okay.
a 9. It's shit for me.
Yeah. So you find it. You kind of you find the machine. You figure out how it kind of how it's supposed to work. The program itself isn't too hard, and you kind of get it initiated. But it looks like for the scan to run, it looks like it's sci-tech. So someone with biopsionics needs to operate the machine.
Doesn't
Luckily,
Erstwhile?
Erstwhile does.
Yeah.
And
Who was here with us?
who is here with you. You forgot about Erstwhile for a second, but
They were
That's
just
a good
chilling
get.
down underneath the vent, just like probably watching the drone and looking at us.
yeah, they're able to operate the machine. It takes them a bit, but you get yourselves some new employee badges.
And put ourselves in the system.
Yeah. So
There were skeletons in this room, right?
yes, there are.
It seems like we got here too late.
How unfortunate.
Yeah.
Is it
Yes,
possible
there
they
must
fled?
have been a delay.
Pleasant says, yes, that must be it. I'm sure if you had gotten here just a bit sooner, and he gives off like 3 doctors' names, would still be alive.
Well, we will mourn their loss and honor their work. But I think we need to. You were saying we could check bioscans of the rest of the facility, right? We should see who else may be in danger at present.
Yes, secured emergency personnel would want to do something like that. And you see on the screen, it shows like you guys in this room. These are all the bio signatures we currently read in this facility. These biosignatures seem to be brand new employees. Welcome to your first day. If you please move through the door at the south of the building, we'll get you to a computer and we'll get you set up for the day. You'll need to be on the schedule before you can access any sensitive lab materials.
Roger that, Pleasant. Good to be working here.
I do not want to work a 9 to 5.
It's
Okay,
not.
we'll figure out how to, we'll switch shifts with someone else back at the camp.
And actually, what I'm going to do here is now that you are in the system, Pleasant is going to go ahead and give you access to the map.
Map.
Fog of War off. Save settings.
Hey,
Hey,
oh my god,
yo.
this is huge.
Oh my.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna have to zoom out.
Okay, so for the folks at home, gosh, let's see. So we came in one way, zipped through a couple security rooms in a hallway to get to the room where we're at now. But there is a big giant like quarter of the map room off to the left that we didn't go through. That looks like, well, who knows what's in there exactly.
It looks like a data center of some sort.
Yeah. Then there's some like whirling energy thing, portal generator to our right from here. Then there's, offices or computer rooms down to the south of us. It's a big old facility, and we've seen like 5%
2
of it.
seconds of it.
We've seen all the smallest rooms, and the biggest rooms are yet to go. Pretty much.
All right. Yeah, Pleasant points you down towards the little offices on the map. He goes, your labs will be here. We have some new vacancies. So I've assigned you some computers. Once you log in, you'll be able to access the schedule. Looks like the schedule's totally clear. You have as much access to any of the facilities as you want. Just schedule in the times you'll be working in them, and you can do it.
Hooray.
All right. Well,
What exactly is our job? I guess it doesn't matter.
so now that we know that we are the only remaining biosignals, and we seem to be fine, and we are not, killing each other or in danger, is that enough to get security to stand down, or is that going to take extra measures?
It seems security believes that there might be intruders in the building. They may have gained access to our computers and given themselves and placed themselves into the system. The lockdown continues.
That's
That
just a
sounds
ridiculous theory. But I
I
guess
think
we should
security might need to get checked up.
get to the computers and log ourselves in and get to work.
Busy day ahead of us right now.
I would love to work with the AIs. That will be my job. Where do I go for that?
You've been hired on, and you look at your ID tags, and you all have like really fancy job titles and stuff like that.
Mm.
You seem to be professors of metadimensional physics, and yeah, that.
Does it have like pictures of us and everything?
Yeah.
Wow. It's just
I'm
like taken
linked.
in the room. Like just other people behind us.
Well, so these the badges are a little bit better. So the ones you had before were just some like laminated stuff. These are a little bit better than those. These are like kind of some high quality stuff. There's the plastic on it seems to be kind of like a smart screen, and so you can actually kind of touch it, and so you can rotate your picture around. It's like a full picture of yourself.
That's cool. I think Scarra will be keeping this ID.
Is this how I look from the side? I do not like it.
I mean, I think it looks fine, but I understand that these sorts of images are not the most flattering.
Everybody has a good side. Just keep it on that side. Everybody has a bad side too.
I don't.
What is my good side, Scarra?
Mostly the smile. The nice teethy smile.
The teethy smile widens. I appreciate the compliment. She
All right.
struck it up.
Do we want to do a break tonight? How do
Yeah,
people feel?
we'll do a quick break.
Do a quick break. I think this is a good spot for one.
Yeah.
Gives me some
All
time to
right.
make myself some cake.
Oh, cake, you
Oh.
fancy.
Oh.
But
Bad.
okay, so
I have cake.
so we are gonna take a quick break here. You know, refresh ourselves, stretch, refill water, do all that good stuff. Get cake, apparently. I don't know if you all watching this at home or in the future in the VOD have cake, but take this opportunity to take care of yourself
Eat it,
for a little bit, and we'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes. Welcome back, Internet. Some of us are now caked up. Some of us are always caked up, but we are back and ready to play. Nope, that's it. I've ruined it. We gotta call it there. No.
Have a good night, everyone.
Yeah.
Caked up.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, I am now caked up, and I've always been caked up.
Yeah, let's see.
My-
Can I do? Oh, I can. Okay. Just learning stuff about OBS. Okay.
Oh.
Aren't we all?
Yeah. Caked
All
up, my second favorite new phrase of the day. My favorite is my niece. I asked her what she was doing, and she said, just bumping and flumping. I have no idea what that means. But I'm like, okay.
The flumping sells it. It's like, I don't know what that is. But, okay.
Yeah. All right. So, you guys are in the security lab. You now have, further access to the lab, kind of to the bottom of the map. You apparently can't go into any of the secure stuff yet, but you can start making your way down if you so choose.
Yeah. I think that's where we're gonna have the best bet of doing stuff.
Yeah, if we can get access to these computers, just say by saying I'm going to do this and that job. What's our ultimate goal here? We're just here to loot.
We need to make it so that they can access the rest of this facility. So we have
Yeah,
to.
shut down security.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. As you make your way through, as you get to room 20 here, you see in these kind of 4 little pods there, you see some like android looking things. Most of them are in states of pretty extreme disrepair, but one steps out of the little station, and I'll make his picture real big so you guys can see.
He looks like he's from iRobot.
A little bit. He is a stock image photo of an android.
It looks. I mean, the proportions are kind of squished, but it looks almost like he turned David Hasselhoff into an android.
So where's here we go. It's supposed to be longer, so it's supposed to be like this.
Yeah.
Okay, that looks a bit less squish.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm still going with it's David Hasselhoff as an android.
It very easily could be. I don't know who made this. There's a stock image. I just looked for happy androids, and that's what I got. I am going to put them on there because that's like a regular token in case you need tokens. But he kind of steps out and kind of gives a wave. Says, "Hi, it's good to see you all in person. New employees."
Yes, pleasant. It's good to meet you and not just hear your wonderful voice.
Absolutely.
Is that voice now coming through them or through the phone still?
Just through him, not through the phone. Well, if you'll follow me, I can get you set up.
Yes, that would be good. I know Neith here is certainly very eager to get onto the computers and get to work.
Absolutely.
Yes, of course I am.
So yeah, it takes you down. He's kind of explaining a little bit of what you'll be doing here at the labs.
As Pleasant starts leading us, Teddy will go up to Neith and just kind of, sorry, I'm just really trying to get you on the computer so that you can maybe save us again. Please and thank you.
I'm always here to help.
Yeah. So as you're kind of walking, he's explaining a little bit. He goes, "You may have seen it on your way through, but behind us," and he kind of points. He gestures towards room 18, where the little energy ribbon is, and you definitely saw the energy ribbon as you walked through room 16. He goes, "That is our metadimensional energy generator." So still functioning after all this time, I might add. Wonderful piece of engineering. And it is what is currently powering this facility.
So if that were to go down, would everything just be open, closed? I mean, I guess it would be the way it was.
It would shut down. I don't know. That would be sort of counter to what you.
I mean, obviously, we don't
want
want that to happen. Obviously, I'm just asking as a,
For emergency situations.
Exactly, emergency situations.
In the loss of power, does everything open up so that we can get out, or does everything kind of shut down?
Would lose power eventually. I'm not sure how long it would take.
Gotcha.
Because obviously we have backups. If that goes down, do backups come up?
Well, security would have his own energy stored internally for some period of time. He would use this energy by creating and maintaining new force projections. So destroying those would eventually run out of energy.
That's that doesn't seem too intuitive to me, but that's not my specialty. And like Teddy looks at his badge and hopes that it's not like energy specialist.
Yeah. You're not sure what your specialty is. You don't understand the.
What does it says metadimensional as professor or something, right?
Yeah, you're all professors of metadimensional energy to some extent, but you then would have like other titles and stuff like that. Largely not important. But yeah, Pleasant kind of leads you through, and kind of takes you into these rooms. You'll notice that the sort of security projections are no longer following you.
Maybe it's telling you things with threats.
But as you kind of as you walk through, you notice that the cameras and like the comm panels and stuff like that, and sort of this area have very recently been destroyed.
And so that's just in this area with all the computer rooms?
Yes.
Okay.
You said recently, like how recently?
I mean, it's you can check, you can do a notice.
Sure. Wisdom. No, not charisma. 7.
Okay. I mean, very, very recently. like within the past couple of days.
I should give a look over
Possibly
to...
today.
I'm going to give a look over to Pleasant. What happened to these?
Those became unnecessary for the security of this facility.
All right.
If you would follow me this way, he kind of like lets one of you into this lab, and he kind of probably Neith. He goes, Professor Neith, now that you are here, perhaps you could move me away from my phase 1 trials, in which case you could move me to phase 2, and I would be more available to help you in what is going on.
Can I read a situation, please?
Sure.
Could
Yeah.
I see if I could figure out if he is like trying to manipulate me to do something, or if he's like actually trying to help us? It's hard to read an android, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. He does have like facial expressions and stuff.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Well, we can't exactly tell if they're fake.
give me a notice with wisdom, or I would also allow a talk if you're better at that.
It is about the same. It's the same. It's a 6.
Okay. You're not getting anything that he's being like disingenuine. Everything he's said has helped you so far. And he's very clearly been having to do some like logic issues to allow himself to help you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm gonna try to do that.
All right. As you move him to phase 2, it basically, it's out of lab trials, and it has you enter in who would be his what personnel he would report to.
Okay. Me.
Okay. All right.
Please and thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Neith kind of saddles up to the computer, like takes a look at it, starts doing some beep boops, figure out the system, and then just under reporting person, you see her like look at her badge and then type that in.
All right. So it probably just has your name. It's just going to be like professor on it or something like that. And he'll, all right, I'll go update my programming. I'll be back shortly. Until then, and he'll unlock a few more of the offices and get you all signed to your computers. Goes down here, and he kind of points towards room 35, is the metadimensional material infuser. And if you'll notice, and he points to the lab, the largest lab here is the security lab. It's a more advanced system to my own platform. Sadly, it's not mobile.
Where is that?
That is the room 8/910 kind of thing.
Okay, so the big one in the upper left.
Yeah.
Perhaps I should go familiarize myself with it.
Absolutely. I would suggest putting yourselves on the schedule very soon.
Yes.
I will go update my program.
One last thing, Pleasant. Just what functions of the metadimensional material infuser are currently available?
I will be back shortly with an updated program.
Gotcha. Okay.
Sitting down at the computer, Scarra's like, I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
I mean, you'd all be able to basically use computers, right?
Yeah, no, I get that, but he's more like Metadimensional infuser. What do these words mean?
I think Teddy just finds the schedule program and just like clicks and drags himself for every time slot, like not fully understanding necessarily the best approach. Is just like, well, we need to be on the schedule, so I'm on the schedule.
Well, now none of us have time for anything else because Teddy's doing everything.
Well, I assume there are multiple
Yeah, no, it's
slots
Yeah.
per shift.
Teddy is doing everything.
So you guys have a few minutes to yourselves while Pleasant is gone.
So we're inside. This Pleasant bot seems like it wants to help us. I don't know how much I trust it, but
I am concerned.
it did point out the vents.
It has been quite helpful, but to what end?
Maybe it doesn't like how security does its job.
We shall see.
Well,
For now, we need to take care of security.
Or
mhm.
maybe it just likes. Yeah, there's no point in thinking about that right now. Yeah, security. So should we go into the same room together, or I guess it's not good to be separated.
Correct. I feel like we should be on the schedule for the security room to
I
get
will-
things done.
I will do that. I'll put myself on the security schedule for all times
Twinsies.
Yep.
because don't want to be kicked out.
All right. After a few minutes, Pleasant comes back and approaches Neith. Says, "It's wonderful to be working with you."
You as well. Can we go to the security room, please?
We could. I imagine we'll be attacked.
Oh,
Even though
Well,
we're on the
It's-
schedule?
We put ourselves on the schedule.
Yes. The way will be open to you, but security has. All right. So previous to this, you may have noticed I might have been taking some liberties with my programming and how I executed my assigned tasks to get you here. Security is able to do much the same. If he has
Is
identified
security
you as
going
a
to-
threat,
yes.
Go ahead.
Is security going to kill us on sight?
unlikely. It's more likely he would restrain you and wait for proper personnel to arrive. So you would die of the elements.
Because there isn't going to be anybody coming since it's been. Do you know how long it's been since you've been here? Do you have a record of time?
Absolutely. He'll like give an exact amount of like he's within like a couple hours of when the scream happened, of like when the last human died on in the facility.
So you're aware that there's not going to be any personnel coming.
Correct.
Is security aware of that?
Yes.
Hmm.
You're muted.
However, they are restricted by their programming, correct?
Yes.
But they can still kill humans. Well, is it to all life forms? It's just humans for them to be able to kill.
Anything that it deems as being an intruder or a danger to the facility. As you are an intruder, it must pursue your capture.
Even though we have proper IDs now?
Yes. Those would prevent you from him killing you, even if he wanted to. I doubt he would want to, though. Much like myself, I don't foresee that he wants to stay in this situation any longer.
Isn't one of I feel like I read a book somewhere about one of the old laws of robotics, they are not allowed to harm human life.
Security can absolutely kill any of you if he wants to.
Right.
Wonderful. How can we rewrite the programming or shut it down?
You will need access to security's mainframe. And he pulls up the map, and that's this big guy here in the middle of the room, the big lab.
If
You'll
I
need
went-
access to there.
you've seen my drone, right? I'm assuming you do not. You're not blind. If I sent a drone in there and blasted the middle of it, would that shut it down?
I suppose
are
this
no
is where I
airbags.
should ask, what is your purpose here? Professor Neith, as you are now my commanding officer, so if you will, whatever pretext we had previous to this is no longer applicable. I am not beholden to this facility any longer.
Neith's eyes go wide for a second. You can see the like spark of power that she now has. It fades away. We wish to gain access to this facility. For others, the tech that is in here is very valuable to those on the outside. We have been tasked to opening this facility for them.
Wonderful. Absolutely great idea. I'm on board. So what we'll need to do then is reprogram security so as that he is no longer beholden to the lockdown measures that are in place.
And how difficult is that?
I would say fairly. However, a program could be written here and delivered to security's mainframe.
Via you? I mean, I'm assuming you won't be shut down inside, right?
No, I would not be shut down. However,
So-
I doubt I could gain access.
On you another system here? Surely you wouldn't deem you a threat if you entered.
I do seem to be working with intruders. My program is capable of being corrupted.
Right, so either I think we send the drone in, or
Is it possible, Neith, could you possibly modify this drone to have a USB port that could, or a port they could inject into the system? I don't know, tech words.
That is a possibility. I could upload a virus onto some sort of
Disk.
drive to give to a floppy disk to give to the thing.
an
We've
actual floppy
regressed,
disk.
okay?
However, accessing accessing the room will be the most difficult. Is that
Is there-
correct?
Yes, security is certain to have force fields protecting entrances, including ventilation,
That was my next question. I guess that is answered.
as he is 100% certain there are no living things there. He can close off air access.
Right. Oh, you said you might be able to answer now that your programming is updated. What's that room
As long
do?
as Neith says I am allowed to answer you.
Please answer all questions put forth by Teddy.
Absolutely. That room over there is a room that helps infuse certain materials with metadimensional energy, allowing the manufacture of psychic technologies. He wouldn't call it pre-tech, but he's describing pre-tech.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so like we put in Scarra's gun and it becomes a psychic gun, or
No, more like put in a block of iron and it becomes malleable to psychics.
ooh, okay.
Shame none of us are psychic.
How dangerous is this facility for those who wish to use it that are not qualified?
The metadimensional infuser, not overly dangerous. There's lockdown procedures. As long as they were followed, they'd be fine. Same with the metadimensional energy generator. As long as safety procedures are followed, there's no threat.
I guess
They've been
my-
running on their own for 600 years.
Yeah. I guess my question is giving this facility over to the people upstairs.
They
Is
have
it
technical military force.
right? Is that going to like tip the
Imbalance
scales
things?
heavily into their, or is
I
it
mean, if they have psychics, then maybe.
So the big one on it is those of you who are from here, and you've all either from here or spent some decent amount of time here, with the possible exception of Teddy. But what he's describing, the infuser of doing, that is already, materials like that are already widely available on Pangea. That's what people come here to try and mine.
I mean,
There's a
this should
mineral
be-
that has been infused with metadimensional energy.
This would just be able to mass produce that.
I mean,
Right.
one room would be able to produce it. It's unlikely. This was like high tech stuff at the time.
Mhm.
It's unlikely that the government will be able to reproduce this room anytime soon. Same with
Mm.
the generator, same with security.
Yep. So basically, this allows for the artificial creation of what can be mined, since Pangea has been, by the Scream, naturally infused with stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pleasant, are you bound to this facility? Are you able
No
to leave it?
longer. I am now.
They're
So-
mine now.
Is your so you are this android in front of us? Is your code inside of it? So are you able to leave, or is there a network?
No,
range?
I'm a virtual intelligence. So I'm a mixture of hardware and software.
They are now my child.
Uh-huh.
That's I
Neith
didn't know
puts
that
their
you were
arm around him.
expecting.
I didn't know either.
It's
But
a miracle,
sometimes life
baby.
gives you little mysteries.
You have the same smile.
Okay.
I
Yeah, I
believe
guess
that
I
was
should give you
sarcasm.
No,
A
it
description
was
of,
genuine.
of Pleasant in the sense that he is about like 8 feet tall and just
Ah!
massively built.
My
I
boy,
didn't, it didn't
Like-
realize it was just big.
Your large son.
my large
you would
son.
you would notice that like when you're going through the computers, his official designation of TKCP03 is Telekinetic Combat Platform 03.
Mhm. So how useful is he going to be outside of this facility?
I mean, you can ask him.
I guess if we put a large sledgehammer in his hands.
Are you comfortable with working on ships and with mechanical instruments?
Absolutely.
Would you like to leave this facility?
Yes, please. Very much.
Wonderful. Then you are part of our crew now. You
We
shall
did
get
have
a
a
cut.
vacancy. Since Timothy is no longer part of our crew, we had a vacancy. And
I'm
I
sorry
don't think
for your loss.
It's
no,
okay.
it's okay.
He turned out to be kind of a jerk.
Just
He was our fall guy.
he was.
How
And
unfortunate for you.
Legoshi left of his own means. He doesn't want to continue growing with us, right?
Oh yeah, I forgot about Legoshi. We will say yes. He just decided he didn't want a part of this anymore.
Well, welcome to the crew, TK. Or Pleasant. I give a hand to shake, and I'm like,
He shakes it.
Hello. All right. So we need a plan.
"What's the plan, Stan?"
We need to we got a heist. We got to do a heist. We're doing a heist, guys. So we need to get into the security room so that Neith needs to get into the security room to counteract the things that are going on. We
We're gonna
know
have to-
that
Sorry.
we know that we know that the security bots are already onto us and that they can materialize out of anywhere, or like we don't know how many there are and we don't know where they are, basically. So we're gonna have to do a stealth like thing. We have an inside man, my boy, my son. But basically, I think figuring out the best way in, like physically figuring out the best way to get into that room, is going to be step one. Step two is getting in there safely. That makes sense?
Yep.
Okay.
So we have a couple of options ahead of us. We can do this all sneaky like, which is going to be difficult considering this. I feel like as soon as we enter the room, the drones will come and shoot us.
Mm-hmm.
We could do sneaky like, and then if the things do appear, then we immediately shoot back. How easy is it to shoot back and destroy those things, Pleasant?
They are tangible objects. So any kind of force enacted upon them will disrupt their construction.
So, like one shot?
Probably more than that. I would
Okay.
say
Does he have a
one
limited
or
amount?
two well-placed rounds of ammunition might
And
be able to do it.
how many of these things does he have?
Security is able to keep a limited number of force projections at a time. Depending on his drain, he's able to have as many as 8 up at once.
I'm just keeping our options open, and so we know what we're going into.
And what are
In
each of the
case things do go south.
projections? What are each of the projections' capabilities? Are they purely ranged projectile combatants, or do they have countermeasures for if someone is to get up close and personal with them?
So some of the projections are simply walls, like the ones you've encountered before. But the ones that have followed us, they are able to manifest weapons much as I am. And you see as he kind of like sort of telekinetic force, like all of a sudden he's wearing armor and he's got a little transparent rifle, or he's got guns, or he's got a giant sword. And he kind of flips through those.
Pleasant.
I am a proud mother.
I saw when you came online, there was other androids. Do you also control them? Can you control all of them at once?
They were sort of all me, but not. It's hard to explain. We existed as a Gestalt entity, separate when we were not in our charging stations, but our programs and memories were updated to include all of our memories when charged. Upon destruction of the facility, cannibalization was needed to maintain one combat platform in the hope that we would be able to leave.
So you're the only one that's functioning, is what
Yes.
I'm gathering. I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Right. By the way, my voice is also created by a speaking apparatus. Is there a type of dialect that you would prefer to hear from me?
How so?
I can do many different languages and accents to make your conversations with me more comfortable.
He'll give off the languages he speaks, and it's a few, but it's not as many as you might expect.
Is there any we don't recognize?
No, it's like mandate, and did we ever decide what language Atlantis spoke?
I don't think so.
If we did, I only speak one language. I only speak the one I'm speaking.
You would all also speak mandate. So
Okay.
I'm just going to throw that out there. That's the old Earth universal language. It's common.
Yeah, I speak common.
Okay.
That's the only language I speak.
There would be a language that is your native language that you would speak as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mandate
Moon
isn't
person.
going to be it. Well, it'd be to this system. So you're from this planet's moon. So yeah, it wouldn't be moon language. It would be whatever they speak on Atlantis. We'll have to figure that out. But yeah, it's like that mandate, Latin, and probably Korean and Japanese.
They can read all the manga to their extent.
Which makes sense. You know that all the languages he says are important languages in the little cluster of planets that are right around here.
Okay.
Wonderful.
But as long as you speak in any of those languages, I'm fine. And I could quickly learn other languages as well.
This is for your comfort, not mine.
Well, thank you. Whatever you're most comfortable with.
Wonderful. I am told that this voice is pleasant.
It is.
Like a customer service voice. That's
He
not
said what
sarcastic,
it
by the way.
represents.
Customer service voices are usually made to put people at ease.
Hmm.
Very good.
So then,
Is there a way of getting in there without the security knowing? Is there a way to remotely shut down its sensors? Potentially.
Perhaps we can make a distraction.
That can be a distraction.
I can make my drone a distraction so we don't have to risk any of our lives.
Well, you are both very distracting. I think that would work out well. I feel like I'm too mean as Neith. It just
Passive
sounds so
aggressive.
mean.
Passive aggressive is what your character is.
Hey, that's it. That's it. Babies.
They have been
They've
going
been
to
swiping at
town
each
on
other's
Krieg.
tails.
Sorry.
so then, you two would be a distraction, and Neith and I would. What?
Go away inside while we're making our distractions, and hopefully most of the drones will be on us. So you guys can have more time to go in and plug in whatever virus you're going to create.
I should say that his 8 projections do include walls, and he will be he will have some of those up to ensure we do not access his mainframe.
Is there a way to, I mean, previously stated we can get through those walls with explosions, just especially high enough explosions. Is there any weapons in here?
You can get
have
through them as easily as you can destroy the weaponized projections. There's no real difference in their construction, just their purpose.
Sorry,
I
I'm
wish
distracted
this
by
was-
the cats.
I wish there was a plan that was much simpler and that did not involve me in danger.
Well, I mean, I could, if you make it simple enough and give me, whatever drive to plug in, I can go and, punch my way through the walls and get through to the security room.
Do you have adequate intel as to how the system is set up for me to do something like that? His name's not Promise. Why would I think his name is Promise? Pleasant.
You can always rename him.
Yes, he'll kind of pull up on the computer. He'll show you a basic layout of security.
Oh.
Could we not, sorry, but could we not talk to each other through our comms and just have Neith direct Teddy like that? If you're using this map?
Well, but it's a question.
It would be too complicated.
Yes, and it's a question of, is it going to be simple enough for me to enact it, or is it going to require Neith to be there on site to take care of things?
It depends on the code. If the virus is good enough to function without Neith's supervision, then you can plug it in and it'll work. But
Your
security is somewhat more advanced than myself. He is a true artificial intelligence. He's braked as well, but
I thought artificial intelligence were illegal, at least back in your time, or even
the
in our time.
mandate has made artificial intelligence illegal. However, you may or may not be aware of this, but the government at my time was in open rebellion against the mandate.
Oh boy.
Well, that's neat.
All right.
Much of this sector was.
Oh boy. Well, perhaps you and I should have a conversation about how I can break in to the coding. Your systems are completely separate, yes?
Yes.
So I cannot hurt you by doing this.
No, my programs are entirely contained within this platform in front of you.
I would not want to hurt you, sweet boy.
Thank you. So, yes, the computer here will have a copy of security's program. However, he's highly adaptable as an AI.
Hmm.
If the virus you make is good enough, you can plug it in and leave it. Otherwise, you may need to be there to monitor its implementation.
If I must, I think it would be best if I were there. I do not want to be there, but I should.
Well,
Look at
remember, if you get too hurt, Erstwhile is here to save you from death.
it's Pleasant, good. Pleasant's okay at programming. He's got a plus
Okay.
one. He'll
Yeah.
volunteer that he could do it.
No, I will not put you in danger. Neith is 100% imprinted on this thing. Yeah, I think Neith is going to take some time and like look into the coding. I know as like a hacker thing, there is a way. The kittens are in the bathtub.
The kittens are in the bathtub.
Right alert!
But there is a way to make an evolving virus that kind of like, I know now there's a way. I don't know how to do it, but I know that there is a thing.
So the other thing, and you might actually have grabbed some of these because they would have them. Security spikes. So, or no, they're called like a tunneler or something like that. Security spikes are what they're called in Knights of the Old Republic. But yeah, so there is a thing. So I don't know why I didn't think about this. If someone could get to it and plug it in to security, then you would have like wireless access. It's like installing a little thing. So you could hack remotely.
But we'd have to get inside and plug that in first, and then leave without dying. I mean, if I guess technically with my rocket boosters, I would be the fastest. If I dash in
But
and then plug that in and leave as fast as possible.
what do you have in terms of being able to bust through the walls? Because I've got my super punches.
I guess I'd have my laser rifle.
But it was previously established that laser rifles do nothing against
Go
the
through.
force fields.
I have a knife.
No!
I have a monoblade knife. What do you have?
So
A knife.
if the force field was opaque, the laser would damage it.
Okay.
Otherwise, it goes through like the force field's not there.
Okay.
But
So,
I have a monoblade knife, which is pretty much a fancy way of saying a fiber knife.
mhm. But okay, so like the drone projections have been opaque.
They have color to them; you can see them.
Okay.
But I would say with your discussion with Pleasant, he would make you aware that he doesn't have to make them so you can see them.
Mm. Dang
That was an
invisible
intimidation.
security drones.
But you have that scanner that can show you force fields.
Doesn't only Neith have that?
Yeah, but you could give it to somebody.
It's fine. No, I will do this. I understand that this is my responsibility as the only hacker in the group.
Please do not die.
Including you.
I need you to stay alive.
I am aware. My health and my well-being is my main priority, besides my new son.
Well, so it sounds like then distraction plan is probably one of our best bets.
Mm-hmm.
So go in. We all start shooting at the force fields. Neith runs in and starts hacking, and we try and just keep security distracted.
Yep.
Yep. And
What are your compact abilities?
What could go wrong?
Pleasant.
Similar combat abilities. I can create and maintain telekinetic weapons.
Yes, I did see that. How effective are they?
As effective as any weapon.
I'll take that as a pretty effective. Okay.
now, would it be beneficial for us to all spread out and draw security's attention away? Not that, I mean, I assume it can kind of keep its attention everywhere, but rather, cause it to split up its projections, or would it be better for us to stay close so that we can assist each other when one of us inevitably gets restrained by security?
Hmm.
Probably
is a-
stick close so that we can help each other.
Yeah, if we all got stuck in the same wall, at least one of us can bust through, specifically probably Teddy.
I agree.
Right. What time do
Javier
we
just
want to go
going
to tonight?
town. Yeah.
I mean, this feels like a good place to call it, probably.
Okay.
'Cause it's, next time we can hopefully have Z back and get any revisions to the plan before actually enacting it, and then
Hmm.
get to it.
All right. Cool. Yeah, you can call it then.
Alright.
Let me pull up my notes. Yeah, so everyone's going to get 3 experience.
Okay.
And since we
Sorry, I was trying
leveled,
to film the kittens in the tub because they make so much noise, and I cannot, like, it's right there, so that's all I hear when it happens, and it's just like I thought they dropped something, but no, it's just them literally running around in there.
Well, it's not coming through at all, so
Nope.
yeah.
It's a lot of low tones, so I can't imagine.
Yeah, so I don't think anyone leveled into last time. Remember? So
No, I don't think so. We're level 4.
you're level 4. Does
Yeah.
anyone have their experience up to date?
I just added the 3, so I'm at 15 out of 18 to the next level.
Okay.
Oh wait,
Yes.
I have not been doing.
I'm at 12.
I have not
I
been doing.
just
you
my
just
added
add
3
three?
from 12.
I have
I
not
was
been
at 9.
doing
Wait,
my
did I miss
XP.
an episode?
No.
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so.
No.
You
We should
might
all
have
be
just
at
missed.
15.
You should all be at 15. Yeah.
15. Okay. I have not been touching
Except
that.
for Neith. Or no, except for Erstwhile. Sorry, I'm Neith. Hi.
You are?
Sometimes. When I'm on the phone.
All
Hello.
right.
Hello and welcome.
And then let's see here. Okay, nothing crazy in game for into session, so let's just
Stars and
do
wishes.
stars and wishes.
Alright.
Who's up?
I can't tell if that face you're making, Mecca, is you want to go or.
As in, I have no idea what to say yet.
I got it. I got
think.
it. My star goes to Mecca this evening because Mecca puts up with a lot of my bullshit, especially my character's sass and disregard for their humanness. So thank you. Also, you handle it with grace and poise. And I know that's why I do it, because I know you can. My wish, boy, I'm like imagining this going like there's a shootout going on. Like, okay, you know in Star Wars when like there's a shootout happening and R2D2 is like plugged in the thing and trying to hack into it, and everyone's like, go faster, R2, and they're just like, ah! That's it. That's what I want.
Okay, you want to be R2D2.
I want to be R2D2. I mean, that's just in general.
In a hacking scene.
Wow!
Okay.
Brain, please work with me. I would like to give my star to David for his amazing, pleasant / security AI / security. All of the AIs and the difference between security and Pleasant. I really, really enjoyed how Pleasant spoke and how he interacted with the group, being like, hey, please help me. I want to leave. That really resonates with Scarra. And I really enjoyed how you did the voice and how his personality was. And my wish is for when we enter. This is just how Scarra wants it to be. He knows this is definitely not going to happen, but it's what he wants. To kind of enter and be like, an awesome like Western shootout with these bots that are just materializing around him. And just have it be like, imagine if it was like High Noon, but not really, because it's definitely not. It wants it to be cool. For once, he
Okay.
doesn't want to leave.
Wants to be a cool cowboy.
Yeah. Cool cowboy. No, all I'm missing is my hat.
Yep. I think my star is gonna go to Neith and LB for just how much she puts up with us being like, you help us, help us, Obi-Wan. Neith, you're our only hope. And just like how often it's like we would be screwed without Neith's help. So yeah.
Once we get off this planet, we'll have stuff to do for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I will say I am shocked that talking to the wall worked and got us down that whole path.
I love that too. That was a close second, my dude.
Yeah. And then my wish. Yeah, I do think my wish is for for when Z gets back and is like, hey, you fools, like this is clearly what we should do, and just come in with like such a better plan and be like, oh yes, thank you, Z slash Erstwhile. This is absolutely what we are actually going to do. But barring that Teddy gets some cool like kung fu moves against the drones before he gets snagged by them, because I imagine we are going to actually get trounced by the drones, but for us to put up a struggle at the very least.
Gotcha. All right. I think my star is going to go towards Teddy talking to the wall, because that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. That
Was
you
that in your
thought to,
plan before?
huh? Yeah.
The wall responding?
Well, not necessarily that, but that you could try and communicate like that. I didn't anticipate that, but I was like, yeah, security is aware of what's going on and is able to communicate. So yeah, it was my plan for you guys to interact with security in Pleasant. So as the way in, my wish is, I don't know, is I want it to be something different than what I've been wishing for, which is to get you guys off this planet.
We're close. We're almost there.
You're so close. You're so close.
We could just leave. We have the boy. Let's just go.
But money! I want to buy a ship.
but money. Fair. You make a compelling point.
I mean, technically, you guys could just destroy the generator. Like, you don't have to give the, like, you're doing a good job is turning off security.
I suggested turning off, destroying the generator, and then you said, but then security will still have its power.
For a bit of time.
Yeah, I don't know how much bit of time is it could consider, considering this place has been running for 600 years. That could extend for another 100 years or so.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so my wish is I want to see how you deal with Pleasant in the future. My wish is to see exactly how Pleasant incorporates into future plans, especially now that Neith is the sole commander of Pleasant.
I will never put Neith in, or I will never put it's not Promise. Promise is Danae's character on Indoors channel. Pleasant. I will never put Pleasant in danger, except for this next episode when we're gonna have to.
When they die.
All right. Yeah. So that's me.
All right. Well, I think that's all of us. So thank you everyone for hanging out with us tonight. Yeah, you know, our schedule is here live on Twitch beneath our faces, or it's on our socials, Twitter and Discord. We also have YouTube, where you can catch all the previous episodes of this and every other show that we've done over the many years that we've done this. We have hundreds of hours of content for you to check out if you so wish, across a variety of systems, in case you want to check out the many different games that we have played. Do people have things they want to specifically plug or promote before we go? Okay, well, in that case, good games and good night, Internet.